Every year, on our amazing blue planet and even beyond its borders, people discover various mysterious artifacts, the origin of which sometimes seems absolutely inexplicable. With you, as always, TopFacts Black, and these are the most mysterious findings from around the planet. Don't forget to rate this video with a like or dislike at the end, and of course, let's go. In 1974, during the construction of a well, Chinese workers discovered thousands of terracotta statues of a full-sized army ready for battle. These statues are now known as the Terracotta Army or Terracotta Warriors. They were found in 3 different pits near Xi'an, Shanxi Province. In 1987, this area was transformed into a museum and designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Archaeologists believe that the unexcavated tomb may contain an exact replica of Xi'an guarded by these warriors. According to UNESCO, approximately 8,000 terracotta statues have been found at the excavation site, with about 2,000 already excavated. Among them are figures of chariots, cavalry, armored warriors, and archers, presumably created to protect the monarch in the afterlife. Additionally, figures of 9 generals and high-ranking commanders were found. Historian Sima Qian warned that the tomb could be booby-trapped, and modern archaeologists rarely risk exploring it, fearing to damage the site or destroy artifacts rapidly losing stability after excavation. In 1950, in the peat bogs of northern Europe, local residents of Denmark, while gathering peat for fuel, discovered human remains. Initially, they mistook it for a recent murder victim due to the excellent preservation of the remains, leading to a call to the local police. The remains had a leather helmet on the head and a large belt with a rope securely tied around the waist, fastened to the neck. Further investigation revealed that this person from the Iron Age was likely hanged during a ceremonial sacrifice. The body, known as the Toland Man, was reconstructed for display and can now be seen at the Silkeborg Museum in Denmark. The incredible level of detail of his face, chin, stubble, eyelashes, and wrinkles on the skin has remarkably survived. Visitors can gaze upon the almost serene face of this ancient victim of violence, while the rope used for his execution still encircles his neck. The Lascaux Cave, located in Montignac in the Dordogne region of southern France, is home to some of the most famous ancient cave paintings. This cave holds about 600 images, mostly of animals, adorning its inner walls. Horses are depicted most often, but there are also images of deer, aurochs, ibexes, bison, and even cats. In addition to these paintings, there are also over 1,400 engravings in a similar style, dating back approximately 15,000 years BCE. The exact significance of these images in Lascaux, as in any other location, remains a subject of debate. However, the prevailing view links them to ceremonial or possibly spiritual aspects, highlighting the complexity of their creators. Over 30 years ago, a group of archaeologists explored an extensive cave system on Mount Owen in New Zealand. During the exploration, they came across an eerie and unique artifact, a giant claw resembling a dinosaur claw, still with flesh and scaly skin. In the minimal lighting conditions of the dark cave, archaeologists couldn't believe their eyes as the claw was in such an excellent condition that it gave the impression that its owner had recently died. The quickly reconstructed claw was handed over to an archaeological team for study, and their discovery was astounding. The mysterious claw turned out to be the mummified remains of the upland moa, a huge ancient bird that went extinct about 3,300 years ago. The upland moa, or Megalapteryx didinus, was a new species of moa bird found only in New Zealand. According to DNA research, the first moa appeared around 18.5 million years ago, and there were at least 10 species of these birds. However, moa were completely wiped out during one of the most extensive human-initiated megafauna extinctions ever reported. The Sacsayhuaman human complex consists of 3 levels of walls, representing an engineering marvel using some of the largest stones ever used in Inca buildings. These stones are fitted so closely together that no mortar is needed. It is likely that this site is the ruins of a large fortress complex that previously occupied this site. The remaining walls are evidence of the incredible technical abilities of the Incas. Large stones of various sizes are fitted together like a Tetris game over the three-tiered parts of the surviving walls. Although all the stones are mostly square and rectangular, there is no uniformity in their exact proportions. In certain places, it gives the impression that the wall was designed and built as it went along, which is practically impossible given the gigantic scale of the project. Likely, the massive stones of the lower walls were too large to be moved, contributing to the preservation of the impressive fortifications of Sacsayhuaman Human Complex. On September 19, 1991, a German tourist named Simone made an astonishing discovery near the border of Italy and Austria. She found the mummified body of a man who was then between 25 and 35 years old, approximately 158 centimeters tall, and weighing around 45 kilograms. Initially, it was assumed that he had died from exhaustion or cold while crossing the Alps. However, in 2001, during an X-ray examination, an arrowhead was found in the mummy's left shoulder. This suggests that he most likely died from bleeding after being shot. The place where he died was quickly covered and protected by the icy covering of the glacier, which remained preserved until it was discovered in our time, 5,300 years later. The equipment and clothing found with him were striking in their diversity. He was dressed in a fur cloak made of chamois and deer leather, a woven grass cape, and a fluffy helmet for protection against the cold. Few places on Earth can compare to the Egyptian Valley of the Whales, or Wadi al-Hitan. This place is home to a significant collection of ancient marine creature remains, whale fossils scattered amidst the windy landscape of sand and boulders. These fossils belong to an extinct suborder of whales known as Archaeocetes, which were distinguished from modern whales by the presence of hind limbs. This discovery supports the idea that the huge marine giants we know today originated from creatures that originally lived on land. However, despite their significance, these fossils have often raised more questions than answers since their discovery in 1902. Although hundreds of Archaeocete bones provide a rare and valuable insight into the final stages of whale limb loss and their adaptation to marine life, scientists still cannot determine who the oldest whale ancestor is. Göbekli Tepe, the oldest known center of worship in the world, which has been in existence for 6,500 years, predating the construction of the Egyptian pyramids, is a unique archaeological site. This magnificent temple complex, located near the border with Syria in southern Turkey, is probably the oldest monumental structure built by humans. Hunter-gatherers erected this extensive ceremonial complex consisting of at least 50 monolithic T-shaped pillars up to 5 meters high, each adorned with intricate reliefs of various totemic animals. However, we now know that it was not just a settlement, but a sacred place where ancient people gathered for rituals. This discovery provides evidence that communal worship, rather than a city, formed the basis for the creation of this temple, uniting people around a common center. It's time to move on to a more intriguing topic. Take a look at this image. Is it eerie? Don't worry, you're not alone in your bewilderment. Even the archaeologists who discovered it were perplexed, and it's hard to blame them. Working on excavations in an American forest, they stumbled upon this mysterious artifact, a cannon. As you can see, the cannon is painted green, presumably to blend in with the surrounding foliage. It appears to be attached to some door, possibly leading to a small, peculiar bunker. At the time of creating this video, it is reported that archaeologists are still trying to gain access to the inside of the bunker, but so far without success. In 2003, a mysterious circular structure was discovered hidden at a depth of about 10 meters under the Sea of Galilee in Israel. The structure has a larger diameter than a Boeing 747 airplane. This construction was accidentally discovered by scientists while exploring the lakebed using sonar, but their findings were only recently published. "We just stumbled upon it," says Shmuel Marco, a geophysicist from Tel Aviv University who worked on this research. Usually, the lake bottom is quite flat. We were surprised to find such a large mound. At first, we didn't understand how important it was. But after consulting with archaeologists, we were told that it could be an unusually large Bronze Age monument. Marco, who also filmed the structure while diving with scuba gear for its study, speculates that it could have been built underwater as a specialized fish nursery due to its size and location. However, archaeologists believe it was more likely built on land before being submerged. The Cocullo stone, located in the western part of Dunbartonshire, Scotland, is recognized as the finest example of European Bronze Age carving on cups and rings. It is engraved with hundreds of cup and ring marks, incised motifs, geometric shapes, and many other intriguing designs of various types. Despite being buried under several feet of soil and vegetation for the past 50 years in an attempt to protect it from vandals, it is now ready to be uncovered again. Archaeologists hope to unlock some of its secrets through detailed analysis of its mysterious markings. They plan to create a precise digital record of these signs using 3D scanning technology to learn more about the stone's historical purpose and the people who created it around 5,000 years ago. A recently discovered wall map in Jordan has left many unanswered questions for archaeologists. They are trying to determine when exactly the wall was built, who its creators were, and for what purposes it was used. This wall, known as Kahatchabib, was first noticed in 1948. Sir Alec Kirkbride, a former British ambassador to Jordan, took note of its presence when he spotted a stone structure stretching across the entire country while flying over Jordan. Archaeologists used aerial photography as part of an aerial archaeology project to investigate the wall's ruins. It extended from the northeast to the southwest, and researchers found sections where two parallel walls are located, as well as places where the wall is interrupted. The function of the wall remains a mystery. Its small height and narrowness suggest that it was not used for defensive purposes. Experts speculate that the wall may have served as a barrier between ancient farmers and nomadic herders. For many years, specialists in manuscript decryption and researchers from various fields have tried to unravel the mystery of the Voynich manuscript. In 2016, a hypothesis based on a computer algorithm suggested that the primary language of the manuscript is Hebrew, but experts doubted the method used as a meaningful translation was never achieved. Some believe the manuscript to be a forgery. The manuscript itself, consisting of 240 pages of parchment, contains drawings of plants, headed figures, zodiac signs, exotic animals including dragons, castles, bathing women, and astrological symbols, adding to its mystique. These images were used to divide the manuscript into 6 sections: botanical, astronomical and astrological, biological, cosmological, medical, and recipes. However, the exact content of the text remains unknown due to the inability to read it. A group of researchers from Britain and Colombia ventured into the remote region of the Colombian Amazon, Sarana de la Lindosa. There they discovered a remarkable example of ancient art, monumental drawings of people and mysterious animals covering a large slope. This discovery has been dubbed the Sistine Chapel of the Amazon, according to recent reports. It is believed that these drawings were created by Amazonian peoples inhabiting this area of the planet about 12,500 years ago. Professor of Archaeology Jose Iriarte described the emotions of being at this site as an overwhelming experience. Describing tens of thousands of drawings, he emphasized that they are so realistic and well executed that there is no doubt they depict a horse. It's simply charming. Archaeologists in Peru, according to the country's Ministry of Culture, have discovered a giant cat figure carved on the slope of a hill over 2,000 years ago. This disappearing figure was found during repair work on an observation platform located on the Nazca Lines, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The cat geoglyph was situated on a steep slope, making it difficult to detect. Initially, it was hard to notice due to natural erosion. Nearby are lines of animals, plants, and geometric figures carved into the earth, which, when viewed from above, appear older than this geoglyph. They were created approximately between 200 and 100 BCE. This site was discovered in 1994 and was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Since then, researchers have discovered even more giant geoglyphs. That's how today's episode turned out. As is tradition, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the TopFacts Black channel, and right now check out our previous top episodes.